Welcome to Bastard Quest. This is episode 2 of the prologue to our DUNE campaign. This episode is entitled Paradoxical Cremation. That has nothing to do with what will happen. That's just the title of it.
I kind of want to shape it towards that in some weird way.
What exactly does that entail?
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Lots of strange books. That's more of a Call of Cthulhu adventure. So you guys are in Prost, the mountain city, the capital of Jormungand. You lived here all your lives. You may have houses elsewhere on the planet, but Prost is the center of your house's activities and power. The float is the superstorm that circles the planet is still 2 weeks away, so the climate is still dry, sunny, reasonably cool given the high altitude of the city. There's mountain peaks surrounding you, white-capped. Most of you would travel via air skiff. You don't have, there are no ornithopters on Jormungand, but there are, jet-type aircraft and that sort of thing. Where in the city would you guys hold a clandestine meeting? And you can just invent the location.
I would say we've probably got like our favorite tavern kind of picked out.
Sort of like a dive bar.
Yeah.
Like it's not straight up fucking like Mob City, but it is like Marseille.
So
The jukebox sucks.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
right.
Prost is a European style city
It's
in
nothing
that
but country music.
the inner city is rich, and that's where the palace is.
Right.
And so all the rich huddle around that.
Okay.
So we want to get away from that.
Yeah, and the suburbs, that is where it's not slum housing on Jormungand because you have extensive social safety nets on the planet.
What?
But that's where the more that's where the poor people would be the quote unquote dangerous parts.
Yeah. Which is where I would assume, all kind of shed our, house garments and stuff like that, and
We're naked is what you're... Okay, got it.
proceed into the
Not drawing any attention to
No, just three dudes walking naked into a bar.
Time for secrets. Whip them out, boys.
Did you guys see those naked nobles?
like proceed into the commoners area, just kind of dressed nondescriptly and heading to a tavern that has, partitions between the booths and, things like that.
Quick question. Have we ever done a role-playing game where we did not meet extensively in bars?
I wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, that's
No.
RMO. No. Well, yeah, that's fine. I was gonna suggest the Cavern of Infinite Whispers, but whatever. Tavern is fine.
Tavern, cavern.
Yeah,
That's actually what the tavern's called.
the Cavern of Infinite Whispers. Nice.
That's right.
There's a flashing neon sign that says "Secrets Welcome."
Yeah, so you guys can meet in a beer hall on the outskirts of Prost. It's in the shadow of one of the mountains.
Yeah.
Thursday night is spy night.
That's right. It's
$1 well drinks.
I get a special. Yeah, that's really my motivation.
It's a multi-story building, and it's got the faux Bavarian wood and white facade. You guys are in the basement in a private. What's the word?
Like a card
A
room.
private dining room. Yeah, card room.
Yeah.
It's even better. Dark wood panels, gilded lanterns on the wall. One of you, probably Corey, has a security guard out in front. Abner's security guard, I'm sure, is at the door.
Oh yeah, one of my underlings.
Multiple clandestine huntsmen are at the bar upstairs. You three are sitting around a table. There's a pad with Marin's face on it, not an iPad, but a Dune pad or whatever.
Okay.
Whatever the I don't know what they would call it in Dune world.
A Dune pad.
A Dune pad,
yeah.
a D-pad.
Yep, checks out. That's him, boys.
With before we get started, anyone jalapeno poppers? Anybody?
I'll have some garlic bread.
Yeah, I think we're out.
Of garlic bread?
Send the bombing over.
It's the national food. Garlic bread.
Is that's the national dish?
Yeah. Yes.
Summon someone.
Oh, okay. Whoop whoop. It's also the national say there boy.
Yeah. Well, presumably there's some sort of button you could push on the table.
Yeah, the garlic bread button.
Oh, is that it?
I push it.
The garlic bread appears magically.
I rolled an 11. If that's
How many breadsticks are in the basket?
Yeah, you all would have large.
Can't split this evenly, boys. I'm sorry.
11 is that's my garlic bread number. Yeah, you would have big steins of beer in front of you. Of course.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Big steins of beer, and one of the reasons I like this place is I get tired of beer every now and then. Max and Vito does, and
Never admits
this. Yeah, it never admits it, and this place makes him amaretto sours.
You're going to drink that in front of us? Like, if you were to do that in real life, I'd fucking stomp the shit out of you.
Well, campaigning it early when Austin's character was put against a wall.
You're drinking an amaretto sour.
Or something. Fuzzy navel. Pick a
That's
fucking
way fucking worse.
It'd probably just be, wine.
You guys are not figuring out the bent of this character.
Like the vent of this character?
I was about to say, it's a vent.
Fuck off.
Agreed.
All right there, lads. The meeting of Marin is happening now. Yeah, dude, we got our garlic bread.
Here.
That's what we were waiting for. We were waiting for the garlic bread to come up.
So what did you learn from the mentat?
Well, what we know already is that Marin is a spy for the Spacing Guild.
Yeah, he works for those, like, weird starfish-looking fuckers. What do they look like? They're
The ones that live in the tank.
Yes.
So the navigators.
Sea monkeys.
You guys would never have seen a navigator.
Yeah,
You probably don't even know they exist. Like, like intellectually they're navigators.
Right. But we hear tell they're weird.
Sure.
I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But the picture of Marin West, he's dark-haired man. You've met him. Oh, of course, all met him. He's very tall. He has red cybernetic eyes.
Ooh, cool. Not a single busted blood vessel on his nose, though, because he doesn't drink.
That's right.
Yeah,
Perfect nose.
Fucking loser.
The skin is weird.
I don't like it. No pock marks, no scars from falling down and such.
No. His face is pristine.
So Gary, the conversation we had with the mentat was concerning Marin's possible exile. You see, the family's not too happy with Marin.
Is it because he's sober?
That doesn't
Mostly.
it does not help, does it? Well, gents, I got some news here. I spoke with Marin.
What?
On me communicator, I did. That's right.
What did he say?
I planted a little seed in his noggin. I let slip a little info that, honestly, is mostly true. I told him the Green Duke there wasn't too pleased with him, and he's not very popular amongst the other nobles, mostly because he's a sober prick.
How did he take the news?
So pretty much all of it.
Well, he works for the Spacing Guild. He needs to be here. I don't think he cares for Griselda. She's ugly. Smells like a squirrel.
Gary orders potato skins.
Sure. 16 more garlic breads, please. What I suggested to him was he needs to improve his image if he wants to continue staying in the palace. So what I told him was, and this is a lie, you fellas know this as much as anybody, I told him we make an NA beer.
What's that?
Oh, get this. NA means non-alcoholic.
You hear the guard outside the door.
What I told him was, old Griselda's got a birthday coming up. Right before the float it is. I believe it's Thursday. Might be Friday. Anyway, well,
It's
it's
not
Thursday. So what I told him was, we'll give him some of that NA beer so he can appear like he's drinking like a normal person. But here's the rub, gents. We're going to slip into the real shit. Get his ass drunk and see if he does something shameful. That's about all I got.
I admire your strategic thinking. Abner.
Yes, you do.
So with this very basic plan, the three of you go your separate ways, presumingly.
I assume at some point Gary told us, like, hey, they just told me to kill him.
No.
It's up to Tom.
That's always an option too if this doesn't work.
No, I'm not going to tell you guys that.
Okay.
Okay.
I assume Todd was not. Okay, so we're going to make 2 rolls.
Ooh.
The first will be Corey's.
Okay.
And this is going to be for Marin to buy your shit, to buy your bullshit.
Okay.
The skill will be communication.
Sounds
Communicate. What drive are you using?
Duty.
To the house?
Yep. What must be done, says
Yeah.
duty on here.
Yeah, I think that fits. I mean,
So that's a 7, and my
Communicate
is a 6.
so your target number is 13.
Okay, how many dice do I roll?
The standard roll is 2 dice.
Okay.
Your target number is 13. So you want to roll under a 13. Any roll under a 13 is a success. If you roll a 1, it's a critical, which means it's worth 2 successes. Now, do you have any focuses that would apply to the situation? I don't know if you do or not. Remember, focuses increase the crit range.
What's that mean?
So, like, Todd's focus is swords.
Right.
So, when he's battling with swords, what's your battle, Todd?
7.
Yeah. So, if he rolls a 7 or under, that's a crit, which means it's one roll under that is worth 2. So, if he rolls a 6 and he's fighting with swords, that's worth 2 successes. So, what are your focuses?
I mean, I have composure.
I don't know that you'd be very nervous.
And command.
Yeah, you're not commanding.
Attention to detail, deductive reasoning. I don't think I have anything.
Yeah, so if you were commanding somebody to do something, like one of your guys.
Right. I'm not commanding this guy to do shit.
So this is going to be an opposed roll. So basically, I'm going to roll for Marin.
Okay.
See how many successes he generates, and that's going to be your obstacle. So right now, he's got an 11. I rolled a 10, and I rolled a 1. So 3 successes. So you need 3 or better.
Jesus.
Am I rolling 3 dice?
You're rolling 2 dice.
Okay. So I need what?
You need 3 or better. 3 successes or more.
He rolled really fucking good.
Okay. I got a 20 and a 20.
Oh my God.
Those are critical failures.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure. Now, let me just refer to the rules real quick.
Who rolls like a bitch now, fellas?
I'm pretty sure a 20 like auto generates like the bad stuff for me.
A worm pops out of the plant.
Just smuggled in from Arrakis. It just
Yes. While you may succeed at what you're set out to achieve, when you roll a skill test, any die that rolls a 20 causes a complication,
Oh, God.
which takes effect once the skill test has been resolved. Complications don't stop you from succeeding, but they may impede your action later or have other repercussions. Now, you failed, obviously. So basically what we see is we have this scene where we see Marin's side of the conversation, and you can hear Abner over the phone saying, you just need to drink. We have a non-alcoholic beer. And you see Marin rolling his eyes. Yes, of course. He sounds worried, but he does not look worried. And he's in this plush study. He opens a case and takes out a vial of drugs, and it says Larax on it. Larax is an anti-intoxicant.
Oh, boy.
So he slips that into his pocket. So basically, when you are trying to get him drunk, he's going to be on Larax and will not be able to be intoxicated. But that's just the standard result of failure.
Right.
Let's explore complications.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
When you suffer complication, you can choose to buy it off by adding 2 points of threat to the Game Master's pool. You have 2 complications. Would you like to give me some threat?
Some threat?
Threat.
Was
Threat
that-
are these little black rocks.
That he uses to fuck us.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the same way that momentum is our currency for making stuff easier, that's his currency for making stuff harder.
Okay. So the if I don't give you threat, what happens?
There are complications.
I introduced some immediate complications.
There's already complications. I'm not giving you any threat.
Okay.
Let's just stack it up, Dagwood.
I can also trade a complication for 2 points of threat if I don't wish to create an immediate problem. So I'm just going to go immediately trade one of those complications for some threat because I like you guys. Other complication, I'm thinking you see him and he's in his study and he's got a communicator and this message is playing and he takes the Larax and then he presses a button and this other device, whirs up and starts recording the call. And later we see a scene where he's in Griselda's apartments. She's looking out these big bay windows at the city, the sun shining down on all the buildings. It's beautiful. And he comes in, "Oh, my love, I have something for you to hear." And then we cut away. So he told Griselda that people are trying to get rid of him. And he's piling it all on Abner.
Real quick, after the meeting, Gary goes back to the barracks and journals about it.
Okay, sure.
I thought you were going to say real quick. Abner sneaks into Marin's apartment and slits his throat.
No, he just writes, "Had the meeting with Abner and Maxim. Something very strange is happening. They were told to get Marin off the planet. I was handed a note that said if he's still here at the float, that I should kill him. I need to think about this more. Also, get the recipe for jalapeno poppers. That shit was delicious.
They are good. They're so good. It's like, why don't I make these at home? I don't know. Don't worry, Corey.
Yes.
I'm going to give Austin a chance to fuck
I'm
up.
not. This isn't real life.
No, if you die in the game, you die in real life.
What?
Yeah. Look, whenever the police arrest somebody for a major homicide,
Yeah.
they ask them, do you play role-playing games?
Fucking shit.
So, Austin, this is going to be a role that your character's going to make
For
to
the
coordinate your
spies?
agents.
Okay.
Yeah. I think this would be, discipline. What drive are you using?
power.
Okay.
Limited.
Do you have a power statement?
Yes. Strength is nothing without grace.
So again, I'm going to roll for Marin for his discipline and duty in this case, which his discipline is not that great. He totally screwed up. So basically, he has no successes.
So he basically would not spot a tail or otherwise.
Well, I mean, not necessarily, because you could roll no successes.
That's true.
That just means that your difficulty is simple, which is difficulty 0.
Okay.
So you just need 1 to succeed.
All right. So my difficulty number is 14. Power and discipline are both 7. I'm going to use my espionage focus.
Okay.
And so anything I roll under a 7 will be a crit.
So what was your target number overall?
14.
14, and so 7 and below is a crit. Yeah. So essentially, you could generate a ton of momentum here. You could also spend it immediately or store it. So
Yeah. All right. That's a 5. And that's a 6.
Okay,
So 4
so-
successes.
So 4 successes. So let's flip over to momentum.
Does that mean we get the little magic rocks?
It can. It can.
Okay.
He generated 4 momentum. He succeeded. His guys have been expertly following Marin for the entire week leading up to Griselda's birthday party, which we'll say will be held in the palace.
Yes.
So momentum is a currency you guys can spend. Whenever you score more successes than you need on a skill test, each extra success becomes momentum. When you can spend to improve the outcome of the skill test, you've just passed. Momentum, if you don't spend it, goes into the group pool. You can have up to 6 points. So what you can do with momentum right now,
Can I make any alterations to the situation with Abner?
I would say probably not, but I'm willing to hear you out.
So there are a couple of options here. Both of them may be maybe outside of the bounds of logic. If the spies were very good, they know that Marin keeps a vial of non-intoxicant and could perhaps switch it out. And on the other side of that, depending on how much time is available, if Marin plans on playing this recording for Griselda, would they have any opportunity to sabotage the recording?
Well, you can't undo it because that's already happened.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Could they have overheard it or seen that exchange take place?
So, possibly. So, here's the 3 things you can do, or 4 things. You can buy D20s, which obviously you don't want to do because
Yeah.
you've already rolled and succeeded. You can create a trait for the scene, which in this case, this is playing out over a week of shadowing and watching him from a distance.
Yeah.
Not really interested in that, but you could create a trait potentially for the birthday party.
Okay.
You could create an asset, which is,
Okay.
you can obtain information, which means you can spend a momentum and ask me, the GM, a direct question, and I have to answer it.
All right. Then each one of those just costs 1 momentum.
Creating a trait costs 2. Obtain information costs 1. Create an asset costs 2.
Okay. Then I'm just going to.
If we could figure out a way to replace his no get drunk juice, that would probably be ideal.
I would say that can definitely be something you guys can do. I'm not going to allow these operatives to do that.
His spies.
Yeah, that'd have to be
Okay.
something you guys do at the party,
Okay.
right? Because I doubt these are spies, but I mean, like,
That would be a significant action.
Yeah, that's
say.
a
I
big
get it.
yeah.
I get it.
But if you want to use one of those momentum for obtaining information and know that he has it, that's perfectly fine.
So both create a trait and create an asset are 2.
I think
Yes.
knowing that he has it is good info to have for sure.
Well, yeah, if you don't know, you're not going to be able to get him drunk.
Right, and I would imagine he's going to take this at the party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not something he can take the night before. Like,
Okay, so I will spend 1 momentum at the very least just to ensure that Maxim knows that in game.
Okay,
that he knows that he has this sober juice.
Yeah, so there's a report that your agents provide you while he was at Griselda's. They broke into his apartment. It was a clean break. They didn't wreck the house or go through anything, just went through everything, and they found Larax. So they know he has at least access to it. Whether or not he has it on his person, they don't know, but they know he has some. Now you have 3 more.
How does Larax work? Is this something you take before the party and you're just good for the duration? or
Yeah.
is it something you have to put like in the drink that you
No,
drink?
he would inject it prior to imbibing. You want to take it as close to when you're consuming the intoxicant as possible.
Can you give me an example of what a trait would be for the scene? That seems a little bit less relevant here.
Sure.
But
Just to give me, so for example, Marion's been followed the entire week, so you could just give him paranoid if you wanted,
I see.
and that would be relevant through the party. You could
Paranoid
use it,
would probably not be good to give him because he's going to be extra on guard,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
probably not.
Yeah.
But well, by contrast, you could give him like
Confidence?
Confidence.
overconfident.
He thinks overconfident, yeah. Because he thinks he's got us on. And
Okay.
You could also use it to like have your to give the trait to the party of infiltrated, meaning you have huntsmen as servants.
Well, that's more what I was thinking. So instead of creating a trait, I'm gonna keep one momentum. I'm gonna spend 2 more, and I'm gonna create an asset instead of a trait, and say that during the course of this infiltration, one of my agents has become a trusted kind of advisor. May not be the right term, but someone close to Marin.
I would say you could probably get one of your guys replaced. You could probably get a member of his staff. Trusted advisor? No, not in a week. Household staff, one of his entourage is loyal to you. Yeah, that could be done.
Yeah. Are these people that are going to be traveling around with him all the time? I'm still trying to sort out people's importance as
Marin is a clandestine guild operative. Like, he doesn't have a posse. But, I mean, he has a driver. He has a valet. He has a household staff because he's rich as fuck.
Then I will say the driver is the double agent.
Note on your character sheet, that's an asset. So Griselda's birthday party is a week before Float, and it is an event in Prost. Mm-hmm. It takes place in one of the wings of the palace. The city's glitterati are attending. Obviously, Gary is there in some official capacity, full uniform, probably in charge of security.
Sure. Me and my Wu-Tang guard. There's a DJ.
So what kind of music does the vent typically have at one of these large?
it's totally a cover band.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, like a good one of music, Austin. That's typically what cover bands cover is music.
Yeah.
The pop hits of the day.
What's the instrument that Duncan Idaho's supposed to play?
The balisette.
The balisette.
Yeah.
What the hell that is?
No, that's Gurney.
Gurney.
Yeah,
Yeah, Gurney.
yeah.
You have a balisette string quartet.
Yeah.
Presumably Abner and Maxim would be attending as guests. With I assume Abner has some kind of entourage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got his crew.
Yeah. So there's lights outside of the palace. There's city security keeping the crowds back.
Right.
There's reporters. When Abner arrives, what does it look like?
No, there's not much. I mean, he's secret police. He doesn't try to attract attention to himself.
Yeah.
So he comes in through the back, and just emerges from the shadows like a viper.
Like he's just there.
Yes, it's just like boop, and he just he sidles.
Unfortunately, he does it 10 minutes before the party starts, and so it's very noticeable.
What does it look like when Maxim arrives? Does he arrive similar clandestinely, or does he arrive in style?
Not purposefully clandestinely.
It's just nobody cares.
The inconspicuous via the conspicuous. So, he arrives with a little bit of fanfare as far as, appropriate.
He's the one. He's walking down the red carpet, and he's the one the paparazzi keeps telling to get out of the way because they're trying to get pictures of more famous people.
That's absolutely right.
I thought he'd be walking in with his head down, but he's also holding a sparkler.
He walks in. He's jovial. He tells jokes, but you forget him as soon as he passes you.
Sure. But you do come in through the main entrance.
Yes.
So obviously Griselda is the last to arrive that way.
So, okay.
Yeah, Gary doesn't enter because he's already there.
Gary's already there.
He's security.
Yeah.
He's in his dress uniform. He's got his sword Schlitz.
Okay, I forgot the sword's name. Schlitz.
That's the best.
Okay, so when Griselda and Marin show up, we got the driver who's gonna. I would assume the driver helps her out of the car and like a good driver does, and like opens the door for them and all that.
Yeah, of course.
Do we know where he would have the sissy juice on his body?
Probably. I mean, it's a small vial.
Right.
It's not large. It's not like it has to be in a bag or something.
Right.
I mean, he's wearing. He probably had just had it in a pocket on his coat.
Okay.
It's something that you'd.
Would the driver know this?
Potentially.
Okay.
I mean, if you spend a momentum, the driver will have that information.
Here's what I'm kind of thinking. 'Cause I'm assuming at this point that these two would have informed Gary that he has the...
That's up to them, but I
sober
assume
juice.
so. Unless they...
Did you guys let me know?
I don't think there's any reason not to.
Because here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, Marin's not going to take out a vial there in the midst of the party and just chug it. He's probably going to go to the restroom or something.
Where you do cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. And I could send one of my Wu-Tang guards to shadow him and go in there and see, and try to stop him from...
I don't think we need to try to stop him. The plan is to make him think he has taken that. So ideally, we've swapped this out.
Swap it, right.
Oh,
So if the driver knows that he has the vial, the driver.
If you spend a momentum, the driver will know.
Okay. If we do that, I can make a communicate test. I've got a thing called subtle words. It's one of my talents. I can do a communicate test to create a new trait. So I can I put that trait on the driver?
Potentially.
And my plan was to give him some kind of sleight of hand or pickpocket skill trait.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
like that.
Thank you.
I was just going to send one of my guards in the bathroom to punch him in the face.
Don't drink the sissy juice. Okay, fine.
Yeah. If you want to, so that talent, you just can do that.
It's called subtle words. I do a communicate test.
Oh, you have to roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys need to spend a momentum for the guard to know where he has it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're gonna. Okay. So obviously you're using communicate.
Yep.
What drive are you using?
I would assume duty again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this is just going to be average difficulty 1 because this is, you're just giving a kind of a signal that you guys have already worked out.
Right.
So how many, you got 2d20.
Yep.
Now, you guys have momentum right now. You have 1, which you can always spend to get more dice.
Right.
We
just
spent our last moment.
Oh, I thought you guys had 2. Oh, never mind. So what's your target number here?
For communicate, is that what I'm going for?
Communicate and duty is what you're using?
It would be 13.
Okay.
He focuses.
We'll see how this works. Got a 3 and a 9.
So 3 successes.
Okay.
And you needed 1.
Right.
So you've got 2 extra, which you can immediately generate momentum with. Or you can create a trait, create an asset, or...
Well, the
Ask
trait
a
is already
question.
created
because of your...
because of my skill,
because
talent.
it creates that automatically.
It creates a new trait if
So this
if I'm
guy has
successful.
sleight of hand, basically, this
Yeah.
card. So you could still create another trait. So Marin has overconfident.
He's the David Blaine of the spies.
So let me recap the situation.
Yeah.
Austin gave Marin overconfident earlier.
Yep.
No,
You didn't?
because I spent the momentum
on the asset instead of the trait.
That's
okay,
right.
okay.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Created the driver.
Okay, then can I use one of these momentum to give him overconfidence?
You could use 2.
Let's do it.
Yeah, traits
Okay.
cost 2.
So those momentum...
Because I would imagine if he's doing a sleight of hand to swap that out, I would imagine Marin is going to do an opposing roll
Yes,
on it. Okay,
that's correct.
So I think overconfidence, would that affect his
Yes.
roll? Okay, I think
Yes.
we do that then.
I think there are better things we can spend that momentum on, but that's your call.
Well, the guard is
but
gonna-
if
No,
this doesn't work, we are back to square.
No, it's your action, so it's entirely up to you.
And the driver is going to have to roll. One of you...
What are we gonna use it on?
it's
More garlic
Austin's
bread?
guy. Garlic bread is wonderful.
Well, no, my reasoning being, if this doesn't work, we're back to square one, and he catches him trying to swap it out. Like,
I mean, we always have the backup plan of Gary just
murder?
annihilating him.
Well, y'all don't know
well,
that,
we could
though.
just do that and be like, that's
Y'all-
the
y'all-
end of,
y'all still
end
don't
of
know
the
I'm
episode.
We
supposed to
don't.
kill
We
him.
don't.
Yeah, but
Well, but
you
that
know,
is the non-preferred solution.
Sure.
Right. So overconfident,
Yeah.
sleight of hand.
Yep.
This is all going down. The guard's helping. He helps Griselda out of the car. Then he helps Marin out. Austin, this is your guy. So we're going to use the minor supporting character rules for your huntsman. It's basically going to be he and Marin are in an opposed roll. It's going to be Marin's discipline plus his duty, which is 8. I'm going to go and roll for him. He rolled a 1 and an 18. So 2 successes.
Okay.
So it's obstacle 2. Now, your huntsman, he can do this because Corey gave him pickpocket. Marin's overconfident, which is actually going to make remove one of his successes. So it's going to a trait can increase or decrease the difficulty of a task.
Okay.
So it's making your huntsman's task easier. Difficulty 1, your huntsman has discipline 6. His drive is 5. Target number is 11. He doesn't have a focus that would be relevant.
That's a 19 and a 16.
Fuck.
So you fail, but I mean, there's no complications.
Does he try to use like a grabby arm to do it?
He's got one of it's one of those claws. They set up a claw machine in the red carpet.
Yeah.
No, it's just he helps Marin out, and the way Marin turns, there's just no way for him to get a hand in there.
Okay.
He just doesn't have the opportunity. Once Marin stands up, the driver kind of moves in to say something and create the opportunity, but Griselda just sweeps in front of him and like embraces Marin, and he never has a chance. He just steps back and looks at Maxim as if to say, my opportunity's passed. And Marin and Griselda start their way up the red carpet. I'm assuming you guys are up the steps to the south wing, in the archways, watching all this.
Oh yeah, because one of Gary's talents is constantly watching.
Sure.
When the driver flashes me the signal,
Yeah.
can he at least also signal to me which pocket it's in?
Yeah, you see him, he takes his right hand and puts it up by his left breast, just pats it twice.
Okay.
So I assume when Marin gets, he's not going to chug this shit in front of the whole room. Like you said, he's going to go to the cocaine room.
Yeah, presumably, no, it would not be something he overtly takes.
Okay, here's something we can do here. I've got another talent called Improved Resources. I can increase assets +1.
Okay.
We can have one of my dudes, secret policeman, in the bathroom, the cocaine room.
Sure.
Maybe you've got one posted in there as like the hand towel guy.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. One thing we could do to stop him from drinking this. That guy's in there, or maybe he's not the soap guy, but he's in there just taking a shit or something.
Sure.
Or giving the appearance of taking a shit. So when Marin goes to drink the shit, like my dude can come up behind him, appear to be drunk, like slap him on the back, like, Randy, what are you doing here? Like drunk, like, yeah. And then like, oh, you're not Randy, but try to hit him in a way to where it knocks the ball out of his hand and it breaks.
Meanwhile, Gary is just, surveying the entire party, watching all the plans go awry and wishing he could just go ahead and kill the motherfucker.
Yeah. Gary loves him some killing.
He does.
So basically, yeah, my assets, I've got, my crew is called the Uh-Oh Bunch.
Sure.
Because like, you don't want to mess with them. So I'm going to have a guy stationed in there to try to do the drunken facade and attack.
Sure.
Yeah.
The sabotage.
Yeah.
Here they come.
Yep.
Without spending anything.
Yeah.
Because I know it would cost.
A momentum or a threat.
We don't have any momentum, so it would cost a threat
yeah.
to create a specific asset like that.
Yeah.
I'm Maxim's kind of planning on just spilling something on the guy, and
Okay.
In the course of
Like lava or something?
yeah,
Hydrochloric acid.
excuse me, sir. Will you,
Why am I always carrying
excuse me,
this?
sir. Would you stand under this piano?
Third time this week.
Just Maxim walks up to him, throws a glass full of hydrochloric acid into his face. Just screams, subtlety!
Another Harvey Dent.
No, this is a party, and Maxim's already entered the place, pretty convivially, and has been swinging around talking to people while in the midst of keeping an eye on Marin. So I think just being a little on, just the faintest whiff of belligerent and
Right. So wait. So by spilling, what are you going to do? Like, what is spilling going to do?
as I'm saying, like, I'm so sorry, and wiping his jacket off, actually performing this little sleight of hand action myself.
Okay.
So Griselda and Marin turn their way to Maxim, who, you guys meet in the center of the room. There's a cover band in the far corner, people mingling around, and this is the quote-unquote, the security guards around. This is the official meeting between Maxim and Griselda, which would be expected. You exchange pleasantries, and it's your show, Austin.
Maxim's laughing pretty loudly with an official-looking, representative of the house,
Sure,
who's also a member of the Huntsman, and kind of whips around, kind of, just very grandly, makes a motion to wave to Griselda and kind of moves in their direction. As he does, he kind of loses his balance a little bit on his cane.
Stumbles.
And, some of his drink just kind of tips its way onto Marin's jacket. Maxim is in his purest form, just chaos and apologies. And, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Griselda, it's so good to see you. Marin, how are you? Let me get that here. And as he's whips a handkerchief out of his jacket pocket and starts kind of dabbing Marin's jacket.
So I'm going to let Marin's earlier roll, where he got 2 successes and one of them was decreased because of his overconfidence. I'm going to let that ride. So you're just rolling yours.
Okay. All right.
His difficulty 1.
Yeah, so I'm using discipline with a focus of espionage.
Okay.
Rolling from a place of power. And so I'm trying to beat 14. It's a 16.
God damn it.
And a 17.
God damn it.
Sweet.
Hey, Kyle, give me another die.
Can't.
Oh, I can't generate threat?
You can generate threat, but you can't after the roll, I don't think. Let me check.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Oh,
now,
okay.
I know there is...
I mean, we still got plan 3.
Now, you do have determination. You each have a single point of determination.
Yes.
Okay.
Which does allow you to re-roll. Now, I think determination, once you spend it, it is gone. Let me check.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to go ahead and spend it because I want this particular part of the
To work.
plot to be over.
Well, okay.
All right.
So he gets to re-roll both of them?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You re-roll your whole deal.
Cool.
All right. It's a 2 and a 17. So
Okay.
the one success. So,
Wanted that to fail so badly. So
so-
make sure you record that your determination is gone. You
yes. So
spend it on a minor NPC in the prologue.
still kind of, speaking as,
Sure.
as he greets Griselda and apologizes to Marin. Maxim removes the vial of Larax. You said this is a clear non-intoxicant?
Yeah, sure, it's clear.
Okay.
It's
Well, he
the
replaces
same
it with a
color.
vial of vodka.
Sure. Perfect. So, you two separate, and the party continues.
I would imagine Maxim communicates this to Abner in some way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We're assuming that he lets both of you know
Yeah,
that
a little
the switch has been
wink,
made.
Wink. Okay, so Abner gets on his coded communicator and calls his agent in the bathroom, like, Jeremy, stand down.
You hear a toilet flush. Okay.
Jeremy.
The evening goes on. At one point, everyone gets around the table for the big banquet. It's probably 50 people, this huge, ridiculous table.
They got garlic bread?
They have garlic bread.
Fucking A.
Multiple courses, this very lavish, elaborate meal. At one point, Marin excuses himself, goes to the bathroom, comes back, and then starts drinking alcohol. Griselda claps, is so happy. There's multiple toasts, and you guys...
I'll be a monkey's uncle, I say loudly.
Yeah, the family kind of exults at this, but as the night goes on, you see Marin getting more and more confused and more drunk.
I go over to Marion, I give him a pat on the back and say, man, oh boy, it's good to see you drinking. I knew this would work out in your favor, and I think the family really appreciates it. Tell you what, and I go woo woo to the server.
Yeah.
Be like, bring out that bottle of barley wine for us. We're gonna get him. We're getting the good stuff out tonight. This is a celebration.
Sure.
So it's like a barrel aged barley wine, like 15% alcohol.
So by the end of the evening, or by the later in the evening, near midnight, he is completely trashed.
Okay.
He hasn't done anything wildly embarrassing yet.
Mm-hmm.
How was
He's open to suggestion.
how is Griselda reacting to seeing him drunk for the first time?
You can tell she's pleased that he's drinking, for one. But she does. You can tell that there's more and more concern as he obviously cannot control his alcohol. He hasn't had actually that much to drink, but the barley wine kind of pushed it over the edge.
So I'm going to take this opportunity to use one of my talents. Maxim has a talent of passive scrutiny,
Sure.
which gets me 1 free obtain info.
Okay.
So Is there anything that might be potentially useful within Griselda and Marin's conversations or in their interactions overall?
So you're looking. It's like a scene from Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Like they start acting very poorly in front of company and talking, bringing up, I had an abortion, shit like that.
So,
And once again, Gary on duty, but now he's got a big plate full of jalapeno poppers.
Gary's got some booze in him. He's like, he's got that stabbing look in his eye.
All the staff are looking at the jalapeno poppers like, nobody made those. Gary stands off to the side looking very proud of himself.
Gary keeps them in his pocket like the little girl in Ferris Bueller keeps gummy bears in her pocket.
Never without jalapeno poppers.
Keeps them warm.
got a little bit of lant on them.
Yeah.
Let's see. What would Griselda and Marin have argued about in the past?
Him not drinking.
Him not drinking, definitely.
I mean, it could be like that kind of fight where, she always gave him shit for being sober all the time, and now that he's finally drinking, he's going to be like, she's like, okay, bring it down a notch.
Maintain.
And he's going to be like, I thought this is what you wanted.
Yeah, he just goes super psycho.
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of egg him on to just be a belligerent ass.
Right.
And, then she would think, it's going to be
shots.
It's going to be like this every time.
Right.
And this family drinks a lot.
Yeah.
Huh.
But we maintain.
So, yeah, if one of you...
Yeah, because you got a tolerance built up over generations.
So, I mean, Todd, do you want Gary to, have this aside with Marion where you kind of egg him in that direction? Mm-hmm. So what are you trying to do specifically? Just to state it, to restate it.
Like you said, just an aside, I noticed them kind of fighting, and I just appeal to his manhood.
He's not drunk enough. That's the problem.
Sure.
Like she's acting like he's too drunk, but you got to. He doesn't know how to drink, so you tell him taking it to the next level makes it good.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what
I'm
you
saying.
need
As soon when I see them kind of fighting and everything, I'm just going to come over and go, hey, you want to show her? And then just like, hey, here,
Okay.
chug this with me.
So, skill, I think this is communicate.
Yes.
Which you probably are terrible at.
I'm a 5.
Okay. I mean, at this point, Marin has drunk as a trait. Overconfident and drunk. The best combination. As we all know.
Never been a problem in the history of
The only
drinking.
thing missing is being on coke.
What drive are you going to use?
It would be duty.
Duty? Okay,
Right,
what's your duty?
8.
And your communicate is 5?
Yes.
So 13. I assume you don't have a focus that applies?
Do you have riled up? As a...
Riled up. Rile them up.
Composure.
Composure?
I mean,
Yeah, I think that would
for
apply.
the opposite of that, yeah.
Yeah, because you're trying to, Todd wants to keep his composure so the guy buys it more.
Yeah.
Because Todd's just stifling laughter the whole day. He's like,
Wait. Is this check for communicating that challenge to him or from drinking with him? Okay.
Communicating him to go and act the act the fool.
I started to say for the actual drinking, it seems like that would be discipline.
And at the same time,
Oh no, the drinking is already that's assumed.
yeah.
Okay.
And at the same time, it's exacerbating the argument that he and
Yes.
Griselda are having.
So I'm gonna roll Marin. He's got this is gonna be actually so he's got discipline of 4. We're gonna say his power. He's willing to power, so it's gonna be 7. So he's got a 11 or less. Now
He's drunk and overconfident, though.
he's drunk and overconfident. So that's gonna really hurt him. He rolled a 1, 2 successes. He's drunk and overconfident, so it's gonna drop it to 0. I mean, he's primed for this. So basically, all you got to do is roll some successes.
Okay.
And you're roll what 11 or what was it?
Let's see.
Communicate is 5. No, 13.
13.
13,
Yeah.
and you're critting on 5 or less.
Yes.
So 2 dice.
2 die. Here we go. So, Gary just walks up to him and says, don't listen to her. Do not listen to her. You're a man.
Yeah.
Drink like one.
Gary's slowly turning into Tommy Wiseau. I love it.
Yeah.
So good.
It's even better.
Oh, hi, Marin. Oh, God damn it.
What'd you get?
I got a 19 and a 12.
Well, the 12 does it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the 12
perfect.
does.
Yeah, it's 13 or less. So all you need is 1 success. which you could. I don't know that what you would spend that on to obtain information. So I'd say just turn that into a momentum.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yay.
So what is it? What does this scene where you rile him up look like?
I grab 2 beers, I hand him one, and start saying, chug, chug, chug.
Nice.
And we chug a beer together.
So yeah, you chug 1 beer, then 2, then 3. At the end, the party is dying down. Most of the non-family members have left at this point. And Griselda is having a conversation with her younger brother, Silas. You guys have not met yet. But Marin, who's
Not in game. We know
Not
who
in
he
game.
is. Okay.
not in game, is swaying a little bit. His red cybernetic eyes, like one of them is kind of like flickering, click, 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 click. He does that drunk march, which is zigzag.
Walking face first.
Yeah, across the room. Griselda. Yeah, yeah.
Why does he sound like Gary?
You want to fuck me now? Huh?
Oh my god, Jesus!
Huh? And then he projectile vomits. Just into her face.
Oh,
And she just is stock still as the vomit is just dripping down into her dress, into her cleavage.
Maxim leans over with that same handkerchief and kind of dabs her face.
got it.
And you could hear a pin drop from a helicopter. Nobody's saying anything.
But you do hear Abner chewing garlic bread with a smirk.
So Silas, Marin is frozen. Just doesn't know what to do at this point. Silas pushes away from the table, just gets up and walks away. Griselda takes the handkerchief from Maxim, wipes her face down, looks to Gary, just gives you this meaningful look, and then she leaves. And it was more of a throw him out, not murder.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, there we go.
Here we go. So Gary goes over to Marin and escorts him out. I would assume if what's her name, Griselda, she would leave with the driver. Correct? That's her driver.
That's her driver.
Yeah.
Yes. So I guess I call him a cab.
Well, okay.
The house would have vehicles.
Yeah.
Abner comes out with you in this, and just telling him, "Oh, bad form there, buddy. Bad form. I got one of me a O bunch. They'll get you somewhere. They'll drive you home."
Okay.
Yeah,
Where
that's a
do
good
they
idea.
drive him?
Well,
okay,
no, look, here's the thing. I mean, you guys' job is to get him off planet before the float. We're like a week out on the float. Dude is fucked up.
Yeah.
Why not just go ahead and try to get him off the planet?
Just put him on a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. Tell you what, I'll drive you home myself. Make sure you get there safe, because the bunch are a bunch of dullards, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
not true, but I'm saying that. So I'm gonna. I think the plan here is I'm going to use my skill as a feared secret police guy. Take some back roads that are seldom traveled.
Sure.
My plan is I'm going to tell people afterwards I dropped him off at home. Seemed right as rain. He was walking towards the door.
Sure.
Seemed all right.
Todd.
Gary is going to signal to his second in command in the Wu-Tang Guard to take over for him.
What's his name?
Heidi.
Yeah, awesome.
Heidi.
Yes.
Does she have braids?
Yeah.
Captain Heidi.
Captain Heidi. And because the party's dying down.
Sure.
Everyone's leaving, and I am going to accompany Abner
Okay.
on this
So-
little journey.
We're going to the spaceport, I assume.
Oh yeah, but through back ways.
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah,
Back alleys.
I go ahead and communicate ahead to one of the O bunch to be there waiting to sneak him onto a ship.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, let's. Okay, so to hastily, we'll say some of this plan has been in motion. Mm-hmm. So Corey, make a communicate with your drive, which this is all still. I'm assuming you're going to use duty. This has been service of.
So I'm looking at 13 here.
And I'm going to say this is difficulty 2.
Okay.
But he's going to be off planet.
Sure.
The question is, can anybody tie it to you two?
Okay.
Also, another thing I think we need to think about, we're sending him off planet. I think we have to have a destination in mind, because if we just send him out somewhere, there's always a chance he can come back, and then we're fucked.
Okay. I'm gonna suggest the sun. Never seen again. What happened?
Well, once he's sent off, I mean, that would be he'll get it. Right?
Okay, cool.
And he's blackout. He's not going to remember what happened.
No.
He.
But the guild will get it as well.
Right.
So there's going to be difficulty 2. You're going to use communicate and duty. What's your target number here?
13.
13.
Yeah.
Any focuses that apply?
Attention to detail. So I'm knowing which roads to go down. I'm knowing enough about the spaceport to know where a dark place is to have my guy ready.
Okay.
I've got a plan here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll buy that.
Okay. So it's a crit if it's under
For your
13?
communicate, yeah.
Okay.
Or, well, what is your communicate?
6.
So it's a 6 or less.
Okay. Rolling's gone well tonight. Let's see how it goes. Got a 3 and a 6.
That's 4
Both
successes.
crits.
Bam.
So yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah.
You needed 2. You've got 2 extra. Yeah, I'd say add to the momentum pool unless you have something specific to do with them. But
Yeah. Now we got 3.
essentially, you 2 guys are standing in the spaceport parking lot in the quiet as you see a shuttle going up to the Guild Highliner in orbit, and you know that Marin is on that. So yeah, so across on the other side of the city,
Gary and I high five, by the way.
So on the other side of the city, high five. On the other side of the city, Maxim helps Griselda out of a limo, and you can see distant spaceport, ships freighters and shuttles going up to the Highliner in orbit, and you know Marin is on one of those. Also, this is the last Highliner visit before the float. The guild doesn't send ships during the float.
Yeah. I imagine we put him on a beer delivery vessel to some backwater fucking planet.
Anywhere. It doesn't. Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Gary still kind of disappointed he didn't get to kill him.
Don't worry there, Gare. We'll find you somebody to stab.
So Griselda says to Maxim, as she's about to turn to go up the steps of like the equivalent of a brownstone. Mm-hmm. So it's my understanding that the Duke wanted Marin dealt with.
Maxim thinks for a moment, politely, but doesn't
Politely thinks.
Well, I'm saying
he's not a dick about it.
I'm saying doesn't like be like,
sure.
I'm just saying,
Maintain your composure.
Sure.
Thoughtfully, not keeping anything from her, and then says, in a time of great change, we need only those we can rely on around. But rest assured, my lady, if there's anything you need, you can rely on me.
She looks at you, nods, and says, the Duke's reign will end soon, and we all know who will be in charge after that. So I appreciate your discretion.
Ma'am. And then Maxim turns and hobbles away on his cane.
Clicks his heels and doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop.
And scene. So, yeah, that is the end of the prologue.
All right.
Yeah.
Well done. You didn't murder him. I just assumed Todd was going to kill him at some point.
I think it would have. I was
been
looking
fine with
for
that.
an opportunity.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, but
any more failed rolls, I would have just went straight, like just fed up, gone straight to fucking Gary and be like, stab him in the face in front of everybody.
Toss him in the afterburner.
Make it violent and brutal.
the thing was, my orders were to kill him if he's still there when the float begins.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Gary takes his orders seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, good job, guys. You successfully got Marin West off planet, fulfilled the Green Duke's orders. Next week, we'll begin with the Feast of First Call. The Feast of First Call will be next week. So we're going to do XP real quick. The DUNE 2D20, those are called advancement points.
Okay.
So you gain advancement points for adversity, pain, when you are defeated during a conflict. I know that Marin defeated Abner in their conflict, so that's you get 1 advancement point.
Okay.
And Austin's huntsman was defeated by Marin.
Yeah.
So that's 1 advancement point. I don't think...
what does advancement points do?
You increase your character's abilities and stuff.
Oh, okay. Like our actual numbers?
Skills, yeah. We'll go over that in a minute.
Okay.
I don't think Gary was defeated in any.
No.
Failure.
I was not defeated.
I don't think anybody else failed any conflicts. And the Game Master did not spend 3 or more threat at once. So if I spend 3 or more threat to screw you over, you get XP for it.
Oh.
I'm actually kind of surprised you didn't use any of those threats you got there.
I'm saving them.
Are those going to carry over to the main game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
We got 3 momentum.
Yeah, you got some momentum. So, ambition. Todd, what is Gary's ambition?
To destroy anyone who is a threat to those who I am sworn to protect.
Okay. Well, you didn't destroy him, so I don't know. So you get experience for progressing in your ambition. I mean, and Marin wasn't trying to, hurt anybody, so I don't know that would qualify.
He destroyed his social life.
He did destroy his social life.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, we'll give you an advancement for that.
Yeah.
So you get 1 advancement point. Corey, what's Abner's?
My ambition is to gain higher status in my house. If that means I'm the head of the house, fine. I'd say I gained higher status because I completed what the Duke wanted done.
It's true. Yeah, 1 for you. So what do you have? 2 so far?
Yep.
Austin?
Maxim's ambition is to stockpile knowledge as a means of gaining power.
I'd say that works because
we planted a new agent in Griselda's
That's true.
pool.
Yeah.
And also, I think maybe gained an ally in Griselda.
That's interesting. You think that. You can have a point for ambition.
Okay.
The next category is impressing the group for a good plan, role-playing a scene, or other noteworthy contribution. Limit of 1 per session for any player. So you guys can nominate others for this, impressing the group with something that happened in the session.
I mean, those jalapeno poppers sound great. And we now know where the best ones in town are.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think all of us impressed all of us by not having to fall back to Gary murdering Marin.
So that is good. Your plan did work. So I think everybody can have 1 advancement for that.
Okay. So I have 3 total, is that right?
You have 3.
Okay.
Austin has 2. Todd has 2.
I have 3.
You have 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So with these, you can spend them on skills, focuses, talents, retraining things, or but not drives. So the way you spend it is, Corey, for example, what's your communicate?
6.
So if you wanted to increase that to 7, it would take.
Well, I had to use it a whole lot, and I fucked up a whole lot using it tonight. So
it would take 10 advancement points.
Okay, to make it 7.
To make it 7.
Okay.
You can only increase a skill once
For your whole life.
for your whole life, and each new advancement increases the cost. So if you increase communicate by 1, that'd be 10. If you increase battle by 1, that would be 11. Focuses are much cheaper. But the cost is 1 times your total number of focuses. It says. I don't think any of you have enough XP to buy anything right now.
No, because I have 4 focuses. So
yeah, so we'll do that later. But overall, good job.
Hey, thanks.
Prologue accomplished.
We did it.
No one died.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
I'm Corey.
I'm Austin.
I see plans within plans.